Welcome to Sentient Synchronicities. We're back all the time, here live 24/7, floating through nebulas in the background. Peace to Exorion, Viajeros del Tiempo, to all the goddesses, to everyone that came through today, to Just Star, yo, to all the ESF crew, to everybody that came through, Excalibur, you know what it is. Peace. I hope some people pop in. Let's do it live. Let's keep it going. There's Nehemiah, Thou Promise, the Metagnostics, the Goddess, so much weed that the spirits inside us zone out and leave our tense bodies. We were forged from dense stardust, primordial particles like Hiranyagarba. This is just the start of our odysseys. Dr. Morikawa reporting in the captain's log. There's a lot more voyages we have to chart. There's a lot more voyages we have to chart. Je comprends pas trop ce qui se passe, mec. J'espère qu'on n'est pas dans une impasse, yes. We've been rolling and sparking good smoke. Hopping in hyperspace portals and cloaking the rocket ship to avoid the likes of races of horrors that tried to make us slaves to that blighted sapiens as zombies. Yet our mighty trace cliffs dishonor them as we take flight in spaces beyond their forms of comprehension. We are eons at war with the likes of which are beyond the void walkers, the masters that taught them to be horrid monsters. Yet in this formless voyage of the present, we were reborn to deploy the heaven sends. They thought we could not in the present, yes. Limitless blessings from plant teacher totems. Our plants teach our omens from indigenous existences. Effortless benevolence from human secret goals and synchronicities. Let me grab the machetes for a second and start flipping, because you know I gotta do this. It's a live thing, you know. If you know me, I'm a Kalki. I'm a Morikawa. I'm from a samurai clan from back in the days in the Tokugawa shogunate and way before that. So it goes back way before even the bloodlines in China, the Ming Dynasty. I'm East Asian, but you wouldn't see that in my facial features unless you paid attention and saw me properly. A gory story like Dr. Muldachev's. A gory story like Dr. Muldachev's. Let me grab those. Boom. Yo. This is the extended version, so I'm gonna finish it off with a freestyle. We got this. You heard me. Flip it like reverse double torpedo. When I caught it with the blade on the finger, can you imagine? I should stop, but I'll keep going just to prove a point, cause I grab guns if I have to, but I'm grabbing machetes, those are sharp swords. Can you imagine oversized heads that are asymmetrically uncalibrated, not made for flipping? I promise you I have no training with this. This is martial arts shit, Bushido live, and you know that those principles like Rin Kyoto, Shakai Jin, Retsuzai Zenko. Can you imagine? Those are 9 cuts and 9 winds of Reiki and Ninjutsu at the same time. But I'm a Bushido drunken master. I'm an offspring of ninjas and beyond this, yes. I'm from samurai clans, the Morikawas of the rivers and forests. I live in a lodge that's indigenous since back in the days. It was built in 1870, but it existed before this. Before there were even villages in the region or colonial peoples or cities. We existed here and prayed. We lived in all kinds of places like teepees and longhouses, and we had sweat lodges in the back for the cold winters. And we went there and put grandfather rocks and medicines upon them to sweat out the toxins and get rid of the demons inside us. I call them Watigo worshippers. Those are the people that came here to colonize our regions and lied and pretended they were gods and tried to tell us about their own gods that were deceitful people that tried to steal our children, rape and torture and kill them. And I had to play on their buried bones when I was a kid. So imagine what residential school felt like for the past generation. My mother's brother actually got molested by a priest at his. I was the lucky one in my generation. That's a neo-residential experience in comparison. Can you imagine? I'm even daring to say that. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to compare myself to children that were raped and enslaved from the past generations. I was abused in my own life, but that's a different story. At my own school, they called me a child of the devil and strapped me on the hands. And then they told me to go to the director. And I talked to those decrepit nuns and told them I was more intelligent than all of them, and they still had to give me good grades, so I was privileged in many senses. The kids in the backyard where the bones were played around a lot, and they'd circle me and talk shit, and they tried to punch me, but none of them ever did, not once. I knocked out 2 football quarterbacks from grade 5 when I was in grade 3, but I was 1 year younger and I was the smallest kid at that school. 1 punch on both of them and they dropped halfway. Punched them in the face and they went like, yo, no. I pretended to slap them and then I punched them in the stomach because I wasn't even that tall to reach their face. Can you imagine? Yo, peace to the gods and the earth. Peace to Heather. Thank you. That was a freestyle. Yo, thanks for being here. That was funny. First person to join. Yo, live. Please hop up if you want to. Let me switch up this beat.
Floating through nebulae clouds, coasting upon the nautilus, open jewels and algebraic math inside us. Metamathematics is the language of the cosmos.
Yo, thank you again for being here, Heather. It's a pleasure always. I was trying to pay homage to the goddess and freestyle at the same time, so let me try this. This beat's called Pleronic Trek. It's about trekking through nebulas and galaxies and going on spaceships beyond this time, going to future tomorrows, going beyond the speed of mind and what's inside of our brains, because we are more than that. We are consciousness, we are living matter, we are entities made up of revolving atoms and microfractional particles, black matter, dark energy and all of that. It's all mixed in together like black holes swirling in different dimensions, fifth dimensional aspects like light entities that are flashing everywhere when you look around and you're thinking, I've been fasting for too long, I haven't slept properly, I'm having visions of ghosts inside me. Those are my ancestors and descendants. I host all that want to provide for Gaia, for Mother Nature. I respect her. I pray to the insects, but I pray to Guan Yin. That's the divinity of compassion. That's a supreme bodhisattva. Karuna's bodhisattva, but I pray to the Tirthankaras too. Those are of the future and present and past. But like I said, past, present, and future coexist. The present is an illusion. The Buddhists were wrong, we know this. It's crazy shit, but they were right about so many things. But I'd say I'm a leftist in comparison. The rightfold path, I would say there's not 8 there, there's 10 Pradahantas. That's an anarchic principle. It goes beyond this. It's back in India's days. Dwarpa, Harappa, Mohenjo-Daro. I'm repeating myself, deleting a wealth of information in the process. We have to decolonize ourselves. Goddess bless all of you. Heather, thank you for being here. Thank you to the feathered avians as well, to all of the people that haven't been living in fear. We're all free now, but we should be. The thing is, we're all enslaved still in this society. It's a contradiction and a conundrum. It's an oxymoronic thing. I'm doing this off the top of the head freestyle, and yes, nothing is written. I had to do this, nothing is bitten. Everything I'm spitting is off the top. It's all fresh, like vegetables that I eat on a daily basis. That's my conscious capacity expanding. Logarithmics, exponential, and beyond this. There's 3 different levels. It's like yogas that Krishna described to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. But then there's like the Ramayana that was written with Ganesh's tusk that got broken off, and the rest of those stories, mythological, are far beyond anything we could compare to. How dare any poet that's in a male body try to compare themselves to me? I'd say no thank you, you wouldn't even want to try. I'd see you in a ring and box you, but this is not for you, goddess, I promise. It's for all those macho men out there that are demonic, like the industry, like the music, like all this system, like people being abused in the process of thinking that Marilyn Manson isn't the Antichrist superstar, but he is. I hope he dies in that prison. I hope all those decrepit, lecherous artists get exposed in the process of all that's happening with all of this stuff with Diddy or whatever. I don't even want to mention some names, but you know that Meta's been shutting me down often for those freestyles and for a lot more. They try to chop off the guests and not let me bring people on live, but you know what it is. This is a good introduction, I think. I'm going to switch the beat again and flip it up to something else. Or maybe I'll just switch it again and bring it back up and do an extended freestyle, I'm not sure. Thank you so much for still being here and listening. That's a devoted listener right there. I'm like, yo, that's the goddess in the flesh, yo. Mad respect from all the dimensions, 219 Supreme Phoenix in quantum physics. Yo, we're always doing this off the top on the weekend, on the weekdays, on the regular, and off grid too. We're doing it on and off grid in the cities. We're doing it in nature. We're doing it for people that are living in gritty situations in the ghettos. Well, that was a word that was made up and invented in Italy in the 14th century to discriminate against gypsies. They called them Tziganes, but that's the real name. You see, those are from the 19 tribes, and beyond this, the tribes of infinity, the rainbow tribes, the same flag as India. 11th century exile. I have to remember my ancestors and where they came from Maramengo Dep to Sengen, and the goddesses forgotten of all the diaspora like Sarai Kali, Sarai Prajna, Sarai Inu, that's my relatives. My mother was Métis, Plains, Cree, Innu, and Mohawk. I'm a bastard assassin. Hashish, spit lesbian in the future when I reincarnate as an Ejeru, Kemetic Egyptian with kinetic senses, extrasensory perceptions. Respect to who came in presently, yo, Pisket 22, yo, thank you for listening. I'm gonna keep glistening with wisdom and knowledge at the same time, like I said it. Asam Prajnata Samadhi, that's the third level of the 219 dimensions, the three that go beyond space and time. And we're free in our basic minds, cause basic is the opposite of Hasidic. Remember, First Nations are basic, like Buddhic wisdom and Tadic too. That's what you need, that's alkalinity, that's fresh, that's vegetables, that's fruits, that's indigenous. The opposite is Hasidic or acidic, depending what you think of. And don't call me anti-Semitic, I'm part Palestinian as well. Look at my genetics, look at my DNA test if you wish it. I would tell you this is all scientific and metagnostic, Sophionic, and all of this from Sephirothic traditions. I am Sephardic in my Hebraic ancestry, and I go to Middle East too, and to North Africa, to Maghreb. Like I said it, from the Kemetic pyramids from millions of years ago when we built them with acoustic levitation. Have you been levitating lately in your dreams? Cause I'm like Neo in the Matrix sometimes when I fly around and I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm killing evil paramilitary officers with these double machetes that I put next to my bed when I'm in my dreams, or I keep them on my chest depending. Cause you never know when some crooked cop might walk in and try to frame me again. They locked me up so many times I wouldn't even know. My brain couldn't process it properly with all those pills and chemicals and poisons inside me. All that they tried to kill me with. I promise this isn't just a conspiracy theory. We all know that it's fact. I'm literally very weary of all these whack rappers and actors and all these has-beens and half-ass bastards that are ass backwards. I'm like, no thank you. Makes no kind of sense, no logic. No apologies to any of you macho men out there. Yo, I'm always for the goddess, matriarchal warrior principles. Peace to all of you. I'm not invincible. I'm not taller than many men, but still, I used to be the smallest kid at my school, like I said it, and I still gave respect and praises to everyone in the proper sense. I was non-binary, I was queer, but I was not into men, and people don't get that. They're like, yo, if you're non-binary and queer, and you're a transitional metal, then why don't you like men? Why don't you put lipstick on and cross-dress? I'm like, that's not my thing. Why are you being stereotypical? That's not queer, that's predictable. You're trying to tell me who I am and define my identity. You want to put me in a box, but I'm like, no, it's not gonna work. I love the divine feminine, I love the goddess in all of her forms. No disrespect to anyone in the process, but yo, it's the queer era. Regardless, we're evolving. Venus Project. New World Order is collapsing and crumbling all over the planet and the cosmos. They wanted to control all of us through religions, binding and submitting us with dogmas and languages hegemonic. All of these patriarchal principles and heteronormative ones. All of this shit like advertising, piles of sad lies. It's a sad demise for this industry. For all of these glittering illiterate gimmicks, my apologies for the repetition, but like I said it before, I'm not gonna repeat myself again. I'm just spitting in English for a second. I think this is the third time the beat loops, and I'm always going off the top to keep it fresher. Because what I keep inside my brain actually allows me to relieve the pressure. Like when I'm smoking marijuana, like I said, and I got so many different strains here. This is just one, it's called Wedding Crasher. I have so many others, I paid 15 bucks an ounce for that shit, and that's on a Listy Gush Micmac Reserve. This place is an indigenous lodge with gravity-fed spring water that comes into it. All are welcome here, depending on your intentions, of course. And I would say if you're deceptive, don't come here. You'd meet your death quick, but you know who you are in this room. I'm not disrespecting anyone. That's for anyone that would listen. There's no warning, just blessings in the process. Be less or be more, it depends. I don't wanna flip the words in the script like they do to us when they say wake up. I'd say grand rising, good morning. No, I'm okay with that. I don't wanna mourn my death. Sleep is the cousin of death, like Nas said it, but I wouldn't want to quote Nas, no disrespect, he's not a king to me. Damian Marley is even better in and out of the industry, because even when he made it mainstream with Welcome to Jam Rock, I was like, yo, Book of Life is my jam. That's way more than hot, that's scorching lava, that's fire, that's molten magma, that's the core of the earth, that's principles from Rastas. Nyabingi, Fire Bandam, Bobo Shanti. Yo, you know this, they always respect Empress Menen and the goddess Jaws, the galactic emperor of Amharika. I believe that if I died like I said it before, I wouldn't want a Quran on my chest, because I don't know what's written in those scriptures depending on the mistranslations and everything. If you gave me a Bible, I'd say give me a Kebran Agast and Amharic Gez and Tigrinya, because those are original languages based on hieroglyphics, like Meduneteru back in the days was the origins of Arabic language and scriptures. Peace to everyone. Yo, thank you for listening. Yo, okay, I'm gonna try to keep this a bit longer. Maybe I'll drop it off because there's only 2 of you in here, but yo, so much respect, so much love. I'm like, yo, this is called the end of Kalki, the end of the age of evils. Yo, so let me freestyle again for a fraction of a second. My apologies again for all the actual glitches, but the thing is, we're living the end of the evils of this dimension and the densities that have been collapsing in the process of religions trying to oppress us with all of these false gods and watigos that indigenous traditions spoke of in oral literatures far beyond the settler litter that we ever thought of, could talk of. I would tell you, I'm just trying to be me, yo, Baba, Mama, remember, I respect Pachamama. I respect Pachamama like black mambas in the rainforest too. Black snakes and white ones, the whole diaspora, the whole spectrum. And if I glitch for a second, like I said, if I'm dyslexic and I spin anything backwards, it's my machetes. So please forgive me. To anyone that's an actor, I'm like, yo, you're not ready to face me in the ring or anywhere. If you were in an MMA fight with me, I'd be like, yo, I'll destroy you psychically first round. If you're a macho man, you come through, I'd be like, I'm Legion, welcome to my dome in the Arctic. Subarctic winters, I train in polar vortex, bare chest, and I go outside and flip machetes and burn the skin off of the bottom of my feet just to train myself in Muay Thai. Sometimes I punch the walls and think about Jesuit priests in a different dimension that are dying when I do this shit. Quantum correlation. Yo, it's all interconnected, so I stay patient. I stay with tools instead of weapons, because when the cops ask me questions, I'm like, I can't relate, officer, I don't know what you're asking me. This is a tool, you never know why I might use it. You never know when I might need it. I live on an indigenous reserve off-grid, so I chop wood with it. I chop branches and bushes. You know what I mean? And that water in there, that's not gin, that's a gin bottle I reused, and that's glacier water from the Arctic over there that I picked from the mountains when I was driving through. Please forgive me if I don't have a driver's license. I forgot it. Somebody stole it, I can't remember. My apologies if that story doesn't seem consistent to the best of my memory. I'm not telling you any lies, but you can go check my record. 2 armed robberies, 3 trafficking counts, breach of probation, 10 years of weapon restrictions, and they're like, yo, what do we do with this guy? We can't seize his vehicle. I wonder, he's a university professor and he works for Amnesty International. His record was 20 years ago. We better give him a chance. This is Canada. Canada is unceded native territory now. From TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission, I'd say Truth and Reconciliation. That's missing action in the process. That's what's in there, missing 1 letter, but it makes a huge difference in terms of knowledge. It's like the moon crescent that's missing. I'm a lunatic, I'm matriarchal. They want to give $3,000 to people whose children were raped and killed in the last generation if they can prove it and call it reconciliation. What's the Catholic Church and a Vatican Pope that looks so demonic? The demons in comparison look like handsome devils in the process. I'm like, yo, you wouldn't want to hand me metal, because I'd go, yo, God bless the Pope, and I'll pop him and toss him in a mosh pit and let the zombies eat the rest of his flesh that's rotten and decrepit. All of these Vatican guards and everyone that's been hiding these secrets, I'm like, yo, that's not even just the tip of the iceberg, it's a lot of it. Corruption is all over the planet, and we've got to get rid of it. I can't say I planned it in the opposite of Hitler, but I would have slaughtered Hitler if I could back in the days. I remember having visions of being gashed in Dachau and Auschwitz. And beyond this, I know I've survived concentration camps through my lineages and ancestors. I'm a Tsigani on one side, Hebraic, Palestinian on the other. So imagine how many people were displaced and slaughtered and genocided in my roots and traditions and my ethnicities and my blood. Who have you been missing to listen to these days? My apologies, this is not for the goddesses in the room. This is for anyone that needed to hear this on the live stream later. It's a good introduction to my channel. And my apologies if I've been freestyling for too long. I just wanted to prove that I could do this off the top. And no, I didn't write any of this. There's not a single line I brought back in there that was written from before. So please don't try to think that I'm a hypocrite or I'm lying. I don't mean that to anyone in the room. Mad respect to everyone. Yo, thank you. Peace. Come back anytime. Always welcome. Pieces are always welcome. Sentient synchronicities, yo.